Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Certified Gervais podcast. It's just me again, Stephen Jarvis here. Alyssa will be back September 11th. Um, we've just been waiting for her to, get a little bit better, but she's been doing very well. She misses entertaining the fans and all that, which we all want to thank you all for the amazing comments, the posts, all that. Because without you, we wouldn't be doing this. We enjoy doing this to give kind of a perspective on different things that people may not know about, just like today's episode, with that being the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and recently with the loss of Tim Curry, who played Dr. Frankenfurter in this movie. Um, the question is this cult classic still certified? And in my opinion, yes, it is. The movie is 100% still a classic to this day. From Tim Curry, from Barry Bostwick as Brad, Susan Sarandon as Janet, and Meatloaf is in this. Many other great actors and actresses are in this. The music is top notch. Um, I remember when I first seen this movie, I think I was like 7 or 8, and me and my dad were flipping through movies on satellite one night, and we upon a movie called Rocky Horror Picture Show, and me being innocent and never have seen it before at that age was like, oh, hey, it's gonna be a horror movie, And my dad thought the same thing. Well, as soon as we saw Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter come out in drag, my dad turned it off. Because at that time, we didn't know how to process that. I mean, hell, it was an interesting concept for the time that it came out in the late 70s. Um, and still to this day, I can always see myself watching this movie and enjoying it for what it is. Um, it was another one of those rock opera movies. Like you had Tommy from The Who, you had um, Pinball Wizard, or no, which was part of Tommy. Sorry, you had The Wall, you had all of them great ones, and the one that really stuck out for me was Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, the the wedding at the beginning of the movie, seeing Tim Curry in the beginning of the movie, not as his main character that he becomes later in the film. Um, the song numbers like "Damn It, Janet" that Barry Bostwick sings to Susan Sarandon's character, asking her to marry him in a way. And we get to when Brad and Janet break down and it's raining. They happen upon a castle or a mansion, and they're let in. Well, it's literally a crazy fest, and we hear the second, or no, third song in the movie, which is the Time Warp. The very beginning of the movie, we have a song called Science Fiction Double Feature, just a huge lips singing the song, and the second one being Damn It, Janet. But once they happen upon the house, that's when I would say the insanity factor is raised to 10, because you meet a bunch of party goers, you meet the butler, you meet another character. I think her name's Magenta or something. It's been a while since I seen the movie, but I can still remember it by heart. And then once Let's Do the Time Warp Again stops, here comes Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter in his costume, and he sings a song, which is another great song. Um, and we later find out that he's making a man named Rocky, and it it gets weirder and weirder, the movie does, but it's so good. Um, when you meet Rocky, it's literally just a man that's chiseled, like really chiseled, and um, Rocky has made this, or Dr. Frankenfurter has made Rocky as a companion, and the very first thing they're going to do that night is have sex. And so then that happens. We meet Meatloaf in the movie, who is, what is his name? Um, Eddie, I think it is. And you see Dr. Frankenfurter kill Eddie off screen. And later at like a birthday bash for Rocky, you find out that Dr. Frankenfurter was feeding Eddie to everyone. And um it's strange. Like, this movie is so strange but so good. Um and Tim Curry literally made this movie. I don't care what anyone says. Tim Curry made the movie. He literally dares people that watch it to be like, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, this may not be normal attire for me to wear, but you know what? Everyone is comfortable in their own skin." And I think it literally couldn't have been a better movie. Tim Curry was the right actor for the part. He was the right actor for the movie. I think he was also in the play that they did. I'm not quite sure. Um, and Susan Sarandon, another great actress. She plays her part as like the square Janet very well. Barry Bostic as Brad plays his part very well. Again, the square character. And when we get to the end of the movie, it's literally sets the stage for more of the same theatrics. But, you find out that the butler and I think Magenta are aliens, and they've come to take Dr. Frankenfurter back with them, but they end up killing him and Rocky, I do believe, and Brad and Janet escape. Um, and that's literally the movie. Musical number after musical number. Very, very great acting. Um, but a lot of it is over the top. Um, if you've never seen this movie before, take the time to go and see it. Like, I know some people it may not be their cup of tea, but you know what? It's a movie. Um, and the message is be okay with who you are. Um, there's nothing wrong with liking the movie. I know when I first seen it, I was kind of weirded out by it because it was just like, well, the the title threw it off for me. But then being that young at that time was just like, well, this ain't a horror movie at all. It's a musical movie. And it it's still a classic. I won't take that away from it. It's just like I said, it's a weird movie that I don't think a lot of people understand, but at the very same point, it's not a bad movie. Um, Tim Curry, again, I've probably said this a million times, delivers where this movie needs it. The pacing at points is kind of slow. Um, Brad and Janet end up having sex with Dr. Frankenfurter. Of course, uh, Janet also has sex with Rocky, which pisses off Frankenfurter. And um yeah, it's literally kind of one of those movies that at points it's just like, good God, what were they thinking? I mean, having Tim Curry and drag that back then was like, what the hell were you thinking? But Tim Curry owned it, and I think that's why the movie did so well. I think if it would have been like he would have been like, well, I'm in this. I'm not gonna play it over the top. I'm just gonna play it like I'm scared to be in this. I don't think it would have been good. I think Tim Curry just literally saying, well, this is what they want me to wear. I'm gonna wear it and I'm gonna do good at it. Um, Literally heighten the movie. And when you have an actor that's willing to do that, I think that's what sells the movie. And you don't have to like Susan Sarandon, you don't have to like Barry Bostwick, you don't have to like um, Meatloaf. If you just want to watch a movie because of Dr. Frankenfurter and Tim Curry's um, amazing performance in this movie, by all means, go ahead. You know, that's I know a lot of people that have watched this movie and have told me like, hey, you know, the only reason I watch it was because Tim Curry. Same. I like Susan Sarandon. Don't get me wrong, I didn't like Meatloaf as an actor. Some of his music was okay. Um, but who steals the show in this is Tim Curry. And now that he's passed on, it all his roles, including this one, just shows the range that the guy had, especially this movie. Um, and there wasn't too many things in it that were reasons to turn off the movie. Yes, pacing could have been faster. Yes, some of the imagery in there could have been a little bit toned down, but in the 70s, I think they just said, you know what, we're going to go for it. And it later produced a lot of movies where people were okay to be in their own skin. You know, it didn't matter if they thought they were different or not. Like, they were okay with it. And thank God for, you know, Rocky Horror Picture Show to show us that, hey, you know what, we can all be different in our own special ways. It doesn't matter if everyone else thinks it's okay, but as long as we do, that's all that matters. And um it's not preachy by any means. Like, it's just a movie that's like, hey, we're here to entertain you. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, we understand, but if you do, thank you. And I think that's what made it a cult classic. Not many movies back then were pushing the boundaries on um sexuality, or like a person being all right in their own skin while everyone else thought they were crazy or weird or demented. Like, not many movies showed that side of, you know, it's okay to be a little bit out of the norm. It's okay to be out of the, you know, taboo. That's okay. And when Tim Curry made this role his, I honestly, I know they did the TV remake with the person from Orange is the New Black, and it was stupid. Like, no one's gonna do better than Tim Curry. Like, no. And the reason why they did the remake the way they did was stupid reasons too. Like, come on. You know, people read too much into it, and then you have stupid remakes that shouldn't have been made, or stupid remake TV movies that shouldn't have been made. Um, so do I think this movie could be made today? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, just because of, you know, where we're at in society today, where we do have people that are embracing who they are. That happens every so often that people are saying, hey, you know what, this is me, like it or not. Granted, I think people today are a little over preachy about it, but you know what? Teach their own. Um, if this movie was to be made today, find an actor that could play the role as good as Tim Curry. Um, and you don't need to make it a political shitstorm of a movie about, the crap we're dealing with today. Just make it a good fucking movie and the message will carry itself. And that's what it did back then. The message clearly was it's okay to be who you are in your own skin as long as you're okay with who you are. And I think that's what a lot of people today need is that, it's okay to want to be different. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm this. But at the same time, the movie was like, you don't have to be preachy about it. You don't have to force people to believe who you are. And with that message, I think a lot of people need that message today. Um, do I think they should remake this? No. I don't even think the TV movie that they made with the lady from Orange is the New Black, I don't think they should have made that. Um, the person wasn't qualified enough to be Tim Curry's replacement for the TV movie. And again, my opinion, people can like it or not. Don't matter to me. There's only one Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that's this one I'm talking about today. Um, but I think one day there will be a remake of it, and it will be based on today's standards. And who knows, it might be good, but I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath for that. It's just, I think too many movies that would deal with the subject matter of Rocky Horror Picture Show would try to make it so political and so preachy that they would lose the message of what the first one was. And that wasn't preachy. It was a musical. Like that's the thing that I think a lot of the musicals of today have lost. Or if you don't understand the message, then it's like, oh, well, you hate this because of all these other reasons than what it really is, and that you don't like the movie. Um, where I think back in the 70s, society was just like, hey, if you don't like the movie, fine. That's your opinion. But we like the movie. And that's why I wanted to do it. Well, that and because, we recently lost Tim Curry this week. So it was just like, oh, what Tim Curry one could I do? Um, I haven't seen Legend yet. Um, I could have done Ferngully. I could have done Scary Movie 2. Could have done um, the Muppets movie that he was in. Could have done Home Alone 2. Could have done Clue. Could have done many other ones that he has done. I mean, that one would have been a great one. It's just, I really think that Rocky Horror Picture Show was his greatest role. And again, I know people disagree with that, but that's okay. Um, and I'm probably not going to do like a 45-minute episode on this. I'm already probably boring people, but um, I just think that this movie helped that musical genre so much that you couldn't replace it. Um, and if there is ever a remake, don't make it preachy. Don't make it about one subject matter. Literally watch the movie and then make it different. But don't make it preachy. Don't make it political. Don't make it a political statement on what's going on in today's society. Like we don't go to movies for that. We go to movies to escape all the bullshit we deal with in our daily lives. And that's why Rocky Horror Picture Show, to me at least, will always be a certified classic. And Tim Curry, God rest his soul, will always be a certified classic actor. I honestly think that without him in this movie, it would have probably been a dud. But teach their own. Um, so before I go, I know it's been a short episode, but um, September 4th, we will be taking a vacation that week, so there won't be an episode. September 11th, when Alyssa comes back, I think we will be doing an episode on Heavy Metal, which was an animated rock opera. I would say it was rock opera because just with what they did with Heavy Metal. So I can't wait for that. But who knows? We may end up deciding to either have a guest on or maybe decide on doing something different than a movie. Maybe even talking about a video game or a book or something or a TV show. I mean, hell, we got Crystal Lake coming up. We got, which I was shocked when I heard this, but Golden Axe will have a series in October on Paramount Plus. So it's a great time to be alive. Next week, for anyone that pre-ordered September 4th, if you pre-ordered the deluxe edition of it or any of the other editions other than the standard, you'll be able to play Halloween the game. So thank you all. We appreciate you all. Um, and we can't wait to see you next time we make another episode. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you everyone that may not watch lives but watch the replays. We appreciate you. We hope that you don't stop, and we hope we continue to entertain. I know once Alyssa's back, I'll probably be able to sit here and talk a little bit longer, but you know what? It is what it is. We love you all, and we will see you all next time. Thank you.